Welcome to the Pittsburgh Dish. I'm your host, Doug Howman. What happens when you open your catering kitchen space to other aspiring chefs? Well, you help create the next generation of great Pittsburgh restaurants. This week, we talk with Kate Romane and learn about the magic of Black Radish Kitchen. Want dinner and a movie all at once? Ashley Cesarado clues us in to Just in Time. And looking to keep your summer meal light but want something a little bit more than salad? Jen Flanagan shares her unique take on greens and beans topped with a lemon vinaigrette. All that ahead. Stay tuned.
I'm ready.
All right, I'm glad. Well, thank you so much for coming over, probably during a very busy time. And thanks for being on the show.
I'm so excited to be here. Honored, really.
Oh, would you introduce yourself to our listeners?
My name is Kate Romane, and I am the chef owner of Black Radish Kitchen.
And Kate, if we have some listeners that are not familiar with Black Radish Kitchen, could you just explain a little bit about what your business is and does?
We're a catering and events company first, but we, have also added these elements from the beginning, since we always have space in the kitchen to incubate and welcome other chefs in.
Yes.
So that's a big part of what makes it fun for us. But catering is our bread and butter.
Right.
We do events, and then we have the catering companies in this big old warehouse with these beautiful windows.
It's a great space.
It's a cool space.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Super lucky to find that, because you really rarely get natural light when you're cooking in a kitchen.
I think, isn't Adam Milliron also in the same space?
Yes.
He's a great photographer for food. If folks don't know, we'll have to have him on at some point.
Definitely.
But both of your spaces, there's just incredible light, incredible expanse. And I know when I've been there, what I appreciate is you still see everything that's kind of going on in the kitchen. I mean, maybe there's some shelving or something, but you're pretty connected as a guest to your space.
Yeah, we're all in the space together. There's just some, like you said, some shelving with some plates on it separating us. But it's funny you bring up Adam. Adam is the reason and how we got into the space to begin with. Yeah. When he was doing shoots for Table Magazine, and I was kind of in my space with the restaurant I had, and kind of in between of what am I going to do about a situation I had there, I would come by and see him.
Oh.
And then the space opened up across from him. Somebody was just ready to be done, and it was the perfect timing to take over. The hood was already in, a lot of the major stuff. It couldn't have been a better moment.
Yes.
So
oh my gosh.
I owe a ton to Adam.
Oh my gosh, that's a great story.
Yeah.
Well, if folks are not familiar, if they have visited, it's over in Point Breeze, Lynn Way, I think is the street.
It's in the X Factory, which is, there's a lot of different businesses in there. Millie's was in there at the beginning, but now there's Pigeon Bagel is in there, Wild Rise.
I heard that Wild Rise was closing up, but another guest of the show, Emily Foster of Self-Reliant Seitan, is moving into that space. Yeah. So there's a lot of activity.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that Pittsburgh is, we're seeing some people go after the dreams.
Yeah.
I loved what Oliver was doing with Wild Rise, though.
Yeah. You actually sparked something when you said seeing people go after the dreams, because I definitely want to talk about that in a little while. I think you've helped so many folks. Before we leave the list of all the things that Black Radish is doing, one of the things I know is you host dinners, or you allow folks to host dinners in the space. And also the email that reminds me of you all the time is the belly basket email. Can you tell folks a little bit more about that? And where did that start?
Well, it really started when we closed the restaurant. We did not really have a plan, to be honest. And a way to bridge the gap between people who missed the restaurant and talking about the catering company, we started this thing called Love and Meatballs, where we would, we'd sell that, and it was a delivery service that we'd bring the meatballs to you that you would be missing from E Squared.
Mm-hmm. The former restaurant. And I had those meatballs. Delicious. Yes.
So that's kind of how it started. But then, so we had this infrastructure in place, and then the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
So the pandemic hit us right when things were really starting to finally work for Black Radish. We were starting to hit our stride, hit our numbers. And then, obviously the world fell apart. So we pivoted quickly. I know the word of the pandemic was pivot.
But you had to evolve or just try new things to see what worked.
Exactly. And, at that point, no one knew that there would be COVID relief money available. We were really in this desperate moment of like, we have such a good team. I didn't want to lose them. And I didn't want to lose connection to people, even though I knew that we were losing business by the day.
Yeah.
We were ironically on a plane back to Pittsburgh from a catering conference when all this started to go down. It was
gosh.
And we were just losing, thousands and thousands of dollars by the minute.
Probably during the flight home.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Literally it was I don't want to talk about it, but
no,
it's not about money.
We don't have, no.
But anyway, and the good note is Belly Basket came out of it. So we immediately just started a home delivery service. Like we were able to work with a lot of the vendors and our purveyors who had an abundance of food because no one could sell it.
Yeah.
So we were getting it at a discounted price. We were able to get food to our staff, who we did have to lay off some, and to our customers and keep in contact that way. Where it wasn't just about the food that we were delivering, but that email of kind of being like me actually like really like word vomiting, being like
the email is expressive. I mean, like you're telling us like, hey, things are crazy. Here's what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really, the comforting part of food I really like to lean into. And certainly in this moment, sometimes I'm like, God, the news today is rough. Yeah. I need mashed potatoes. What do you need? I don't know. So that's been good for me to be able to think about what could be comforting in these moments. And also like seasonally, like right now in the middle of summer, we got tomatoes everywhere. So these menus for Belly Basket are really farm driven.
Ever since you started your first restaurant and even now, I see that, yes, of course you have some consistency on your menus. Of course, Italian food has always been a big thing for you, and then proteins and whatever. But the menu itself has to change because you really believe in seasonality and your purveyors are bringing stuff in. Who are some of your current like biggest partners that you're still getting produce and things from?
We work a lot with Jodo at Coldco
Farm. Yeah.
And with Todd over at Tiny Seeds. We do work with this farm out of Ohio that's been great. It's Christopher Springs Farm. I met her a few years ago. An awesome operation. And then we're actually working a ton with Three Rivers Grown. They've been able to source from multiple farms and bring in, dry goods and great grains and little specialty items. Like we're getting this amazing sunflower oil.
Oh, yeah.
Which we've integrated into. It's our basic mainline oil.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's funny. You had a picture on Instagram and I saw that sunflower oil and I tried to look it up. I don't think I could buy it. They were out of stock because it's more local. I think it comes somewhere from Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I love that. Three Rivers Grown, I think I first knew them or understood that it was Clarion River Organics, but now it's like a lot more. And they're almost like an aggregator for a bunch of small things and try and get it into sort of the mainstream of what you're doing.
Yeah. I think just in the last year, they've really started to work with restaurants and they're now in all of my friends are working with them and the product that we're able to get is awesome.
You have me thinking too, when we're talking about purveyors and all the great stuff you're getting. I know I just alluded to the menus. Can you tell me when you're doing these catering events, are there any, I don't know, big requested things every time you're like, okay, this dish or this thing is, of course, we're going to make it the most because people ask for it?
That's a really good question. I think that it's been a learning curve for me because I think having such a small restaurant with E Squared and then moving into, today we're going to cook for 450 people.
Crazy.
I think this week it's going to be like 1,300 people.
Wow.
And when you're working with, a couple and they want to feed their friends and family, they want to keep it very approachable. So we do just classic stuff. I mean, like there's a lot of like really simple roasted vegetables or like right now we're doing a ton of classic tomato salads and just trying to keep the flavors good. And that's where those, the quality of the products have to come in.
Yeah.
Because if we're going to keep something really simple, like just a tomato salad with some like cute little balsamic on it, it better be a good tomato, right? Or it's just going to taste like trash. So,
yeah.
And that's where I kind of rely on those like farmers to really do the work for me.
Mm-hmm. Your most recent post, and maybe you probably don't. Do you do the social media? Do you have somebody do social?
Oh no, I since E Squared, I don't think I'm great at it. And Aaron, he worked at the restaurant and he started his own photography company. And he does it all for us.
He's doing a great job.
He does a great job. And those pictures he takes. Oh.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think the latest one I mentioned earlier was Churchview Farm. You just did a dinner there. Can you just to sort of tease us, can you tell us what was on that menu? Because there are some beautiful pictures. Like there was a salad. There looked like maybe there was a pasta dish.
Yeah. You know, when we do those dinners, trying to incorporate what we can from the farm, what she has available at the time. We did like a peach, like a stone fruit and tomato salad with whipped ricotta.
Yes.
And we got these little plums from Three Rivers Grown. Oh my God. They were so good.
It looks so good. So good.
And all the flowers, like we got to use a ton of edibles. And
it just takes it to the next level. Like each picture, if folks aren't following your feed, it's beautiful. It makes me want to come to something that you're doing. And so if folks are not getting invited to that wedding out at the Botanic Garden that you're hosting, many times you are doing some kind of dinner at your space. So I think the next one is it a tomato dinner or is it Sunday sauce?
The next one we have is a tomato dinner. It's actually this next week.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're pairing with 9 O'Clock Wines, who do all natural wines. They're two great people. But yeah, you know, since, I love catering and I love being a part of people's big days. You know, like I think that's what's been nice. We get to facilitate these meals that really just help people have their big moments in life. But I miss being able to be connected and like host a dinner party where people can engage that aren't, having a wedding or a office party.
It needs to be your party sometimes, I think, right?
Yeah. And these smaller dinners that we do, we can be more creative and definitely more farm driven. So it's my favorite thing. Like we do the Sunday sauce at the end of the month, which is a carryover from the restaurant, but it's my favorite day to cook. I am in there all day, all by myself. I get to listen to Taylor Swift like I like to. and
big reveal here.
and I get to talk to people and it's casual enough where it doesn't feel stuffy. It's still just pasta and a lot of salads and a lot of vegetables and usually a Sunday.
I don't think anything could be better for me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for everything you're doing.
Thanks. And like the other part is that we collaborate also when we do these dinners often. And that's always fun to get to cook with another chef and see how they do things. And
yeah. I think that's part of your strength is all the skills you already have. You've invited so many other great folks into your world that it's not just that you're sharing a space, you are learning from them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's been, at first it was just because we had so much space. And then now it's like, we need that new energy. I'm fortunate enough that everybody that works at Black Radish has worked there for a while and they see our food every day. And then when we bring in somebody else, it's like, oh, look what they're doing with the sour cherries or how Csilla is making this dessert or even how they exercise plating or organizing a prep sheet. Like it just gets you back into your craft to be like, oh, there's another way we could do this, you know? And for me, it's really good. I love to see how other chefs work. They organize themselves and the flavors they bring out. I mean, having Beth from 40 North and Whitfield, formerly, she's done some dinners. And
this is Bethany Zozula.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another part of the cadre of talent that I have seen there. And you also mentioned Csilla Thackray, who is on the path to opening Titusz, which was the old merchant oyster space in Lawrenceville. So that's the last dinner I went to at your space.
Yeah.
I was at the one with the chicken paprikash.
Oh, yeah. So I was at the last one with the duck.
I'm so excited for her. And she's been around for a while anyway. I saw her at Fet-Fisk. I think I first met her at Churchview Farm as well. She was out there for a bit doing several dinners. So I'm excited for her.
I'm so excited for her. It's going to be delicious. And I'm sure the space is going to be super cute.
Yeah.
She's got great style.
You also mentioned Beth, and my husband, Greg, and I, our favorite restaurant was the Whitfield for the longest time.
We all miss the Whitfield.
I really miss all of the starter dishes. Like I want to get her on this podcast, but B, I want the carrot gratin that she used to make. That thing is so darn good. Yeah.
She's an amazing chef, and I've been a fan of hers since she was at 11. So following her around and then actually getting to have her cook in the kitchen has been, it's been magic.
Kate, since we're talking about some of these names like Csilla Thackray and Bethany Zozula, I mean, this is where my mind goes to all of the other things you do beyond Black Radish. There is this connectedness and kinship and community. And I think that's what I love about Pittsburgh and what I love about the work you're doing. I see really great chefs making their way to a restaurant. Did I also see, like when Nik Forsberg was getting Fet-Fisk really to fruition, you played a big role in that too, didn't you?
Yeah. I mean, he is clearly the talent, and him and Sarah have put together something like really beautiful with Fet-Fisk.
Yes.
And through all the pop-ups and it was more of that same sort of thing where I could see that these are people that have the grit, they have the talent, they have the community. They're bringing all these people to these pop-ups that are excited about food, and they're into it again, and they're really creative. And they approached me to just see if we could get them to the next level. So an introduction with the URA, they're completely self-funded via the URA, which is really cool. And
to get Lombardozzi's, that old location, to get it renovated. Amazing.
Yeah.
And I just also want to pop in, they're doing something really different with food, which is what's exciting. I mean, who else is doing Nordic-inspired cuisine anywhere in Western Pennsylvania? I don't know anybody else doing that.
And it's just so creative.
It is.
And the work culture that they're trying to create over there is really for the next generation. It's really cool. And
it's a cool
thoughtful.
tribe. Like when you see all of their posts, it's really not about putting the chef first either. And you do this as well. It's the whole crew and what everyone's bringing. And actually a lot of their posting, I notice, is like spotlighting each person on the staff and like, what is their speciality? What are they bringing to the table? And then there's just tons of group shots. And even when they went to the James Beard nominations, like it was like, here's what we did, partied all night, all these things. I'm like, I love you. Oh my God, that's so great.
Yeah. They're doing really well. I'm excited for them.
Me too. I did notice on part of your website, it's Kate Romane Productions, and some of it is like this, you actually have put it out there, like consulting or project management. Is elevating a chef friend to the next level part of your mission?
I've just started to try and put words to that. I don't think it was necessarily like something that was, monetizing as much as I was like, this feels like the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I think that I can see that there's a gap in people trying to, and there's, since the pandemic, we've lost so many people. They've become like really jaded by the industry, but there's also this place where I'm like, there's a ton of talent and they just want to get their own place. And like, how do we give them the platform to do that? And not that I'm like really doing the work as much as I'm just, oftentimes we're just creating room in the kitchen.
Yeah, offering the space.
Yeah. Like Driftwood was there for a very brief stint before going from Neil's basement into their brick and mortar. And like that kind of just, it doesn't take anything away from us. I think what's different when we do pop-ups or have people in the spaces that we're not a restaurant. So we're, it's not interfering with our open hours. If we're not trying to garnish more customers from it, it's literally a genuine, like, I have the space. Do you want to use it? Can you make something? Yeah. Can you take it to the next level?
Yeah. I think of it like an incubator for these folks. And I talked to Simon Cho of Soju, and he sort of does the same thing on his off days. Like, hey, come in, use the kitchen, go do your thing. And I think it's just what I love about our culture of food here in Pittsburgh. So thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, also, I think that we lost some really good restaurants during COVID, and we need to gain them back. And I think the more the merrier. Like Pittsburgh as a city needs good food and needs good culture. And if we don't start reinvesting in the people that have talent to make great new restaurants, we're all going to suffer. I like to go out to eat. I mean, this is the other part of it. I like all these people's food. It's like, I want to go to your restaurant.
Me too.
Get this restaurant open. Let's go.
I know. Like excellent food that I'm never going to make at home.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi, this is Kate Romane with Black Radish Kitchen, and you're listening to The Pittsburgh Dish.
Kind of jumping forward to one of the most recent things, did I see you starting to partner with Low Bar Cocktails as well?
Aubrey and Lisa are good friends, and they, they kind of started this cocktail service, which is awesome. And it also complements Black Radish. So they do cocktail service for events. And it was something that we were, we had started bar service when we first opened Black Radish, was really clumsy at it. Aubrey and Lisa took that, and then we kind of they're like a sister company.
Yeah.
But they've just opened they have their own spot now.
Down in McKees Rocks, I think.
Low places.
That's
it's
right.
real cool.
Okay. I still need to make it there.
Yeah. So they've moved out of our space, I think, last year and moved once they bought that building.
Okay.
So,
but it was, again, another sort of incubation moment for another group of talented people.
yeah, it's been really, I think it's been good for our team to also see that, oftentimes in the food service industry, the way that we're portrayed on TV is that we're always in competition.
Yeah. And yelling.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be like that.
No, I hope not.
Yeah.
I sort of hate competition shows.
I can't watch them.
No.
I'm like, this is so much. The only competition I'm in is with time.
Yes.
I'm just like, oh my gosh, do we have enough time to get this done?
Right.
So
Racing against the clock.
yeah.
So we're talking a lot about the growth of others and how you've helped them. I would like to pivot a little bit and talk about your growth and your journey. I know you and your name maybe close to 15 years now here in Pittsburgh. Can we talk a little bit about your culinary career here in the city? When did you move to Pittsburgh? I know you didn't grow up here. Where did you grow up?
I grew up I went to high school in Columbus, Ohio.
Okay. All right.
And then I have an aunt and uncle on the north side. Just a Hail Mary move here in 1997 right out of high school, and didn't really think I would stay.
Okay.
But Pittsburgh is really welcoming. I did try and leave a couple times, but
we implanted the magnet and you cannot leave now.
I do love Pittsburgh. It's really been so supportive. I mean, when I opened the restaurant, that's a whole other story. We'll get into that. But I started at Enrico Biscotti Company in the Strip District.
Yes.
Just working the counter and then slowly just learned to bake. The Strip District at that time was a lot more food. So there was, produce everywhere, and the people at Penmac were incredibly educational when it comes to products, cheese, and everything. So learned a lot there.
Yeah. Deer Heart was still there.
Oh, dear heart. Yes. Yeah.
From Enrico's, do you remember your next gig? Where did you work? I feel like I've read somewhere in the past were you at Big Burrito Group for a bit?
I did some catering with Big Burrito. I kind of did I did a catering also with All Good Taste, which was, their Bob Sindel is an amazing chef.
Yes. We've talked to Stephen Bright, who also worked there for a long time. I don't know if you know Stephen.
I do. I've worked a few events with him, with Bob. But, it really taught me this just elevated event world.
Yes. Plating, presentation. It's all, get rid of this stupid chafing dish, that's disposable. No, don't do that.
But Bob's his level is and his clientele. We got to cater for Barack Obama. It was really cool.
The best of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. What a great experience.
Yeah. So I kept trying to leave Enrico's. To be honest, I was I needed to I tried to leave town. Then I come back. I mean, it was like home for me. So Larry would welcome me back each time. And then we actually, to be honest, opened the restaurant E Squared together.
Okay.
Which is why it's called E Squared, or was called E Squared.
Okay.
But most people know it as E2.
Well, I think I've been saying that since
I don't think so.
was open. But
everybody it's interchangeable at this point. But that was in Highland Park. It was super small. It was super fun.
The meatballs were delicious. So can I ask just a sidestep question? Italian cuisine, where does that come from?
Really? I mean, I'm Irish.
I didn't peg you as an Italian.
Well, I think everybody thinks I'm Italian because I cook so much food that's Italian. It's really that my family, when we went out to dinner, it was always to an Italian restaurant.
That was it.
We went to Perugino's every Saturday night with my grandparents. So for me, those flavors that was good food.
Yes.
Right? And then moving here, I really learned to cook. Even when the bakery was open, there was in the basement of the back, which is now the cafe.
Yeah.
It used to be a car garage, and there were two mechanics that would cook lunch in the basement.
At Enrico's.
At Enrico's in the back. It used to be a literal mechanic garage.
Okay, because you go back that alley, and I've been there.
Yeah, it's got the brick oven in it.
Yeah. There's
still an engine hoist in the middle of the room. But they would cook lunch for us in the back. And so I literally learned to make red sauce back there, learned to bake bread from the guy that lived upstairs. It was, a really good education as far as like intuitive home style family cooking, and then I went to culinary school. But the first, when I learned to make bread, the man that was teaching me really didn't speak much English. And he was like, when it's like, feels like boobs, you put it in the oven. I was like, oh, I got you.
Okay. I don't know if you could have got a better education. And then you did go, was it Bidwell?
Yeah.
Over in the north side, which is an incredible program.
Totally.
If folks don't know about it, they should look up. And not only do they do culinary, they do like this great like greenhouse program and so many other things. So fantastic.
Bill Strickland has really made something beautiful happen over there.
Yeah. And so then let's just try and do the short course of that. So you finish Bidwell. What are the next couple steps? Where do you work?
I had a couple, I was really into pastry. I was really into baking. So I had a couple pastry chef jobs that I was really bad at. And then Larry had opened a restaurant in Shadyside, a second Enrico's. I was the chef there for a while.
I had been there.
Moved around
right on Ellsworth Avenue. It's a laundromat now.
It is a laundromat. Yeah.
I know. It hurts my heart.
The oven that they built in there was so gorgeous. It's a shame that they took it. But yeah.
And then from there, like E Squared opened around 2011? Is that right?
We actually opened in 2010.
Okay.
Right in the middle of the recession. It was a perfect time to open a restaurant.
Ugh. Yes.
But yeah, it was pretty clumsy. I don't think we actually, again, didn't have a plan. It wasn't really going to be a restaurant. It was going to be catering. And Larry had planned to do some production in there. Things changed.
Yeah.
In fact, what changed was when Snowmageddon happened, all of Highland Park was kind of isolated. They didn't have power. The coffee shop was closed, and we happened to get our health permit that weekend. So we just put out a sign and put something on the listserv that was like, we're going to be open. We're going to serve soup. And we sold out in an hour. And like the neighborhood just came out for us and really convinced me that they needed some kind of food. And really they were like all asking for brunch. So we just started with brunch on the weekends, and that took off. And then it kind of evolved from there. So,
Kate, I have to say there's a through line here that you tend to evolve in a great way when there is some kind of, I don't know, calamity happening in the world.
Yeah. My therapist would probably have some things to say about that. I can see that now.
Yeah. I remember Snowmageddon, so I'm going to say I'm glad it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're here today. So you mentioned you learned a lot of cooking from the guys in Enrico's space, but tell me a little bit about family food. You also mentioned you're Irish and growing up. Like, what was food life like as a youngster?
Food was, my grandfather was a butcher. Oh. So, and an artist. And so he really didn't, he would come home with like the not best cuts of meat. So it was a lot of like overcooked meat and a lot of gravy. But the biggest thing is that my mom passed away when I was 12. And a big part of what food is to me is the table. Is like she made us come together every night, no matter what was going on.
Yes.
And sit together and have dinner. And whether that was ordered in pizza or something from the Betty Crocker cookbook, it was this habitual thing that we did as a family. And that's sort of the thing that I want to bring in food, where it's, I think when I was early in like really liking to cook, I was like about flavors, and now it's about the table.
Yeah. The gathering.
Yeah.
The people.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
That was great. And what about you personally cooking? You took this jump from Columbus to Pittsburgh. Were you cooking at home at an earlier age, or not until you got here?
I don't think that I know I knew how to scramble an egg.
Yeah. That was kind of like my first thing. That's about it.
Yeah. But I love to eat. I think that was,
I enjoy food. Yeah. It makes me happy.
Yeah, me too. And I just really like
an eater more than a cook in your earlier years.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So all of this chefing adventure really started in the Pittsburgh area.
It really did. I mean, being in the Strip District, I lived there and worked there and was around food and people who really were excited about food.
Passionate, knew their stuff.
Yeah.
How great.
And it got me really inspired.
Yeah.
I was kind of like hungry for something to be that. And thankfully somebody gave me the opportunity just to start cooking and it gave me a lot of affirmation. And I was like, oh, I can do this. This is great.
We're so glad that happened. Well, let's jump forward. Let's talk about coming back to Black Radish. We're in the middle of summer right now. So I always like to ask our guests, what is next on the horizon for you and your work? Do you have any big events or any new goals for this year?
Well, we do have the tomato dinner coming up next week, which we only have a few tickets left.
Okay. And that is on August 8th.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's at Black Radish. Celine and Christy are bringing some great wines.
Yeah. Who's the wine partner again?
9 o'clock wines.
9 o'clock wines.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then after that, we're going to do Sunday sauce the last weekend of August. Is that right?
Yeah. I got the email for that. It is on August 24th. So,
August 24th.
Yeah.
And that's BYOB, and that'll be at Black Radish. And I'm sure that's going to be full of farmy vegetables.
Good. Well, it's the time of year,
Yeah.
right? So good. So we talked about the 2 dinners coming up. Anything else on the horizon?
You know, I'm just looking forward to there's hopefully some of these bigger collaborations that are coming up in the next couple of years, which are super fun for me. Like I said, like I love seeing other chefs and what they're doing and bringing in some people that are just on the brink of about to have their restaurant when they might have some time to be away from the restaurant. And you'll see them on the calendar. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I sort of wanted to ask you an off-the-wall question. You know, we talked about, we name dropped. Let's just say we name dropped today. Nik Forsberg, Bethany Zozula, Csilla Thackray. Are there any other like sort of unknown chefs out there that need to be known more because they're doing great stuff and they don't get a lot of notoriety?
Raf, we didn't mention Raf.
Oh, Raf's been on the show.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Raphael Vencio, who's on the path of opening Amboy over on the north side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't wait. His food is gorgeous and absolutely just delicious. So
Filipino cuisine. So good.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then Becca, who had bitter ends, is one of my favorites.
Okay.
Like I can't say how much I love her donuts, all of her bread. Oh my
yes.
God, so good.
Oh, those crazy flavors. Like I think I saw like a parsley glaze once on a donut. I mean, who's doing that? Like, let's have more of that, please.
Yeah.
Becca Haggerty?
Yeah.
Okay. So doing good stuff.
Oh my God. Yeah. Lots of pop-ups around town. You should check them out.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, Lady Bird. Have you had, if you're into baked goods?
I don't know Lady Bird. So it's a bakery, pop-up bakery. Tell me more.
It was out in Elwood City.
Okay.
Yeah, again, we're just name dropping.
That's
but I'm
okay.
like, I like to eat. So
I know.
these are other, like her pastries and her cakes. Oh my God, everything is so good.
Are they still, they're out in Elwood City?
They are, but they're starting to do some pop-ups in town. So they just did one at Low Places with the Low Bar cocktail people. And they are doing some at Spigolo, which is
Which is a new coffee shop over in Edgewood. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And Pittsburgh, that's one of the good things is that it's a big city, but it's very interconnected. And the community that we're all building here, it feels like a small town. And I think, back to your question earlier, it's like when I first opened the restaurant, I felt like there was a lot of people opening at that time. You know, Cantina was opening, all of these young chefs that are now old chefs like me. And then now I see this next group, coming through, and they do have that sense of community. They are all friends. They're going out to dinner together. They know each other from other restaurants. And I kind of feel honored that I'm kind of like the old lady hanging out with like the new gen. So I love to see this happening in Pittsburgh, and I'm excited to eat at all these new restaurants. So
me too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. Kate, what I always like to do with our guests is just give you a second. For folks that haven't really found you yet or are following you, could you remind us of your social handle and your website, how people can find the links to those dinners that we just teased?
Cool. Okay. So, God, what is our handle? Black Radish.
Black Radish PGH.
It's Black Radish PGH.
Yes.
You can find us on Instagram. There's a link tree to most of our dinners. You can sign up for the newsletter there.
I highly recommend that, by the way, because if there is a dinner, it's going to be advertised there, and they do sell out.
They do, knock on wood.
Yeah.
They do sell out, but that's how you get the belly basket menus. And those belly baskets go out every Wednesday. So it's a delivery every Wednesday. You can buy it for the whole month. The links to the belly basket and the dinners, you can also find them on our website under
Black Radish Kitchen.
blackradishkitchen.com.
I'm verifying that. There's not anything extra. It is blackradishkitchen.com.
It's blackradishkitchen.com.
Well, Kate, this is the thing. You have a great staff. You don't need to be doing these things. So
yeah, Aaron has really taken all of our social media to the next level, and you can find him at Photos by Aaron Sheedy.
Okay.
On Instagram.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Kate. The name of the show is The Pittsburgh Dish. I always have a final question for our guests. What's the best dish you had to eat this past week?
That's a great question. Okay. I am a giant fan of Cafe 33. I order from there all the time, and I'm obsessed with fried rice right now. So I had their basic chicken fried rice, and it slapped.
This is Taiwanese style cuisine over in Squirrel Hill.
Yes.
Anything else that day?
The cabbage.
Oh.
Got to get the cabbage every time. Cabbage and hot peppers, real simple.
Well, you are Irish, so.
There it is.
Yeah, it's delicious. Kate Romane, it has been such a pleasure to talk with you.
This is so great. Thank you so much for having me on here.
Well, thank you for your time. I know it's a busy time. And thanks for being on the Pittsburgh Dish.
Hell yeah. Thanks.
Up next, we've all heard of dinner and a movie, but how about having it all at the same time? Ashley Cesarato knows a place. Hey everybody, we're joined today with Ashley Cesarato, the co-founder of the popular Facebook group Pittsburgh Foodies. Ashley, I was wondering if you've had any unique dining experiences lately.
I have. So there's a catering and event space in Gibsonia called Just in Time, and they've been doing these dinner and a movie events.
Okay.
They choose a movie that has to do with food, and then their chef and their team creates a menu that goes along with the movie.
Okay. Number one, I'm guessing that Just in Time is spelled Thyme.
It is.
Like the herb. Okay.
Yes.
And so did you go and see a movie at the same time there?
Yes. So they have projectors on either side of the large room.
Okay.
And they even decorate the space to go along with the movie as well. The last one that I went to, they had kind of a costume change for the space.
Wow.
So we had most of the meal with one set of decor.
Okay.
And then we went outside to a food truck and got our second to last course from the food truck. And then we came inside and they had flipped the space to, a completely different decor. So it's really awesome. It's definitely an immersive experience.
What were some of the food related themes or movies?
So they started off with Julie and Julia.
Oh,
the
how
Julia
appropriate.
Child movie.
Yeah.
Exactly. Then they did the 100-foot journey, which is French and Indian food.
Okay.
Then they did the movie Chef, which had all kinds of food in it.
I've seen that one too.
And then finally Ratatouille.
Oh, so these have all been separate events that do you sign up for them?
Yeah, you can sign up on their website.
And let me just ask for a moment, how were some of the bites?
They were amazing. Their chef, Dave, is extremely creative, and they have a pastry chef that they work with, Ben, as well. And honestly, everything is so good. And it's amazing to me how they can prepare so many different cuisines. Like it's not just all Italian food or all French food. There's a mixture.
Yes.
And they even, for the 100-foot journey, they even collaborated with a doctor who loves to cook, and she was able to make some of the dishes with their chef and brought spices that her family used. So that was really special and brought a lot of meaning to the meal as well.
Oh, that's so cool. So we're talking about Just in Time. Normally they're doing catering, but when it's a little bit more off season, they're doing some special events. Folks can check out their website and see what they're cooking up next.
For sure.
Thanks so much, Ashley.
Thank you.
You can follow Ashley on Instagram at eatingwithashley.pgh. And check out Just in Time for their upcoming August dinner and movie experiences for 2025. You can find them on Instagram at JIT Catering. Are you looking to keep your summer meals light but want more than just a salad? Jen Flanagan of Community Kitchen Pittsburgh shares her unique take on beans and greens topped with a lemon vinaigrette, a hybrid of light and hearty. Let's have a listen. Hey everybody, we're joined with Jennifer Flanagan, the executive director and founder of Community Kitchen Pittsburgh. And Jen, I was wondering if you have any dishes that you make a lot at home yourself.
I have to go to my greens and beans. So this is my go-to. It's a 15-minute recipe, and it's really easy to make, and you don't really have to measure anything. So I use kale. So I know that's controversial, right? It's not escarole. It's hardier, right? So you can cook it as long as you want, if you want it softer or not. I usually, first I saute some garlic, right? Mince some garlic up, saute some garlic. And then I add a little bit of chicken broth and I throw the greens in. I'm letting that cook down. And then in a separate dry saucepan, I am toasting off some breadcrumbs.
Ooh.
And then I make a quick lemon vinaigrette, olive oil, lemon juice. That's it. And then you just combine everything. Oh, and then the beans, right? So I use some kind of white bean, right? Whatever, doesn't matter. Your preference, throw in a can of beans. You combine everything. You've got the greens, you've got the toasted breadcrumbs, the beans, the garlic, and then the lemon vinaigrette. You throw it all together, put some salt and pepper on the top. Oh my gosh. If you want to throw in some sausage, you can. I usually don't. It's 15 minutes. You're done. It's a quick, nice, lovely comfort meal.
Sounds lovely. Now, I do have a question. You're doing the greens and the beans in that chicken broth. Are you then topping it with the breadcrumbs and the vinaigrette?
And the broth is just enough to keep it a little moist. It's not a soup. It's the greens and beans. It's not a broth.
I love the toppings.
The toppings is nice. Yeah, it's a nice little crispy crunch. Gives it a nice little texture.
Sounds delicious.
It is.
Jen, thanks so much for being on the Pittsburgh Dish.
Absolutely.
Find out more about the events and great work that Jen's team is doing at Community Kitchen Pittsburgh on their websites and social, including their upcoming gala, Food is Community, on August 14th, 2025. Do you have a recipe? Share it with us. Just visit our website at www.pittsburghdish.com and look for our Share a Recipe form. If you enjoyed the show, consider buying us a coffee for this episode or supporting the show monthly. You can find links to those options at the bottom of our show description. And if you want to follow my own food adventures, you can find me on social media at Doug Cooking. That's our show for this week. Thanks again to all of our guests and contributors, and to Kevin Selecki of Carnegie Accordion Company for providing the music to our show. We'll be back again next week with another fresh episode. Stay tuned.